Hey, what's up? Hello. I hope you all are doing well. At this midpoint in the year, I am coming to realize that I have not really reflected on my goals of this year, which it's always around July that I think that January was such a long time ago, and honestly, it wasn't. It was really not all that long ago at all. So today we're going to check in about where I am in my progress. I normally don't set that many reading goals at the beginning of the year because I like to be able to be malleable and flexible with my reading, and you'll notice that my goals are always just far less specific than Beck's generally are, but I do have some, and we'll get into them today. The first thing that I set for myself to do was to read 40 books as part of my Goodreads reading challenge. And as I've said before, 40 seems to be a really good number, and I'm going to keep it at 40 until I feel like there's enough space in my life to really bring it up, or if it's a complete disaster and I don't achieve it, then I'll bring it back down. But 40 books a year tends to be where I'm comfortable. And I'm well on my way to this. We're halfway through the year, a little bit more actually, and I have read 22 out of 40 books, which is pretty good. So I feel generally comfortable that I am on track to be able to achieve 40 by the end of December, and hopefully this will only increase as I listen to more audiobooks on my commute to work and back, so it'll increase the opportunity for me to get more reading in that way. The second goal I mentioned in January was to read a broader range of stories and voices, and I mentioned that ordinarily I do this by facilitating the book club at the library, which, as you will probably remember, is back now. We are back not only online, but actually tomorrow is our first meeting live and in person since early 2020, and it's very exciting. We have some new members. It's great. We're gonna launch into doing this just like the old days, but in that group we only read own voices books in an effort to not really give any more attention to authors who don't need the help getting attention of readers. So in reading those own voices books, it does push me to read things that might not immediately either come to the forefront in front of me in the world in which I look for books, or just might be about topics that I wouldn't have discovered for myself. And definitely it leads me away from the area where I think I have probably been led for most of my life to read, which is the area of white men. So I'm doing well at that. Given that we're all back in person and book club is back, we're doing a really great job. I think this next month in August we're going to be reading Alyssa Cole's new thriller book, which is really exciting because we've only ever read her romance work before, and I've read her romance work before, so I'm interested to see her shift into this genre. So we're making progress on that. I'm terribly happy to have book club back and trying to do what I can to blend that goal with the next one, which is to read more books that I actually own and not get nearly so bogged down by my library holds list. This is always challenging for me because whenever I hear about something that I want to read, I go and I put it on the holds list, and then it always comes in faster than I mean it to. So I do tend to get a little bit distracted by that. However, I'm doing my best to keep a careful balance. Have not been doing a great job reading my own books, but the holds list obviously just there's so much more access to so much more, and my goal is to weave the broader range of stories and voices into more books I own eventually. And the fourth and final goal on my list is to close caption a huge backlog of videos which I am not doing well at. And the only thing to do about that is to sit down and do it. So hopefully in the coming few weeks you will see a backlog of videos of mine have closed captioning. Those are the 4 goals that I set for myself in January. Clearly we're making middle of the road mediocre progress on them as a whole. I also realize that I have not read any of the books that I desperately need to read in 2021 because it's getting ridiculous. This is only 5 of them. There's another. It's Wuthering Heights. I don't know where it's got to in my house, but it's somewhere around here. Haven't read any of these, which happen to all be books that I either own or have been put on loan to me. So I guess we see where we need to focus. This is a great moment of reflection. Really, when you think about it, this is not a difficult collection of books. We've got a book I've been hanging on to for over 10 years, which is Treasure Island, Robert Louis Stevenson. That might be, a little bit of a slog, only because of the language in it, but it really shouldn't be. The Lighthouse Stevenses, which is nonfiction. I love lighthouses, so this should be easy to get through. This is a contemporary novel. This is White Teeth by Zadie Smith, and this is Normal People by Sally Rooney, all of which really should not be an exceptionally heavy lift, but for some reason, we just haven't quite gotten there. And Wuthering Heights, let me tell you, that's going to be one that's going to take me a while. I'm already irritated with it, which is probably why I can't figure out where I've put it down. But the point is, we're getting there. I mean, we're not getting there, but we're attempting to get there anyway. If you want to share updates on your own reading challenge or books that you are intending to read this year, anything like that, I'd be very interested to know what folks really feel like they need to push through in the year to either achieve a goal or just what a book is that you are keen on reading, because it might just be time. If you want to know anything about us, it is of course, as always, in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're having lovely weeks and lovely lives, and we'll see you very soon.